In this video, I'm going to talk about how I was actually diagnosed with my cancer, because I've been getting a lot of questions about that. Basically, this all kind of started in, like, July. My family was coming home from a cruise that we went on, and we were in Florida, so we had to come back up to New York. And when we were coming back up, we had to take a detour, and we had to quickly descend. And during that descend, I was in a lot of pain, and it was all in my sinuses, and we thought it was from my braces recently coming off, but I was in a lot of pain. It wasn't usual and wouldn't go away. It wasn't the normal ear popping. I was just in pain. After that, when we got back home, I was tired all the time. Went to my pediatric doctor, and we were worried that my mono might have come back up because I had mono the summer before. But they took blood tests and I was fine, so I was like, okay. Then something like a sinus infection came up. And my nose wouldn't stop dripping, and it was a lot like a sinus infection. So we went to the doctor again, and my doctor gave me a 5-week antibiotic called the Z-Pack. Took it for a week, nothing happened. Okay, so like a week after that, we went back to the doctor. We're like, nothing's happening, and now I'm actually numb and I can't breathe out the side of my nose. Something's wrong. Still think it's a sinus infection, so they gave me another antibiotic for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. During those 2 weeks, nothing happened. Nothing changed. I still couldn't breathe out my nose was still dripping, and I was in school. And it was just bothering me, and it wouldn't go away. Finally, my mom's coworker actually forced my mom to call a specialist and request that I go to a specialist. And we went to an ENT doctor, an ears, eyes, nose, throat doctor. And once I sat down in that chair, like the next day after my mom called, once I sat down in the chair, the specialist automatically knew something was wrong with my face. Because my face is very asymmetrical. He used a scope, looked at my nose, and he thought that what I had was was like a polyp, which is like a non-cancerous tumor growth in your nose, and that can be easily taken out with surgery. So he sent me to get a CT scan right away because, it was bigger than a usual polyp. I was kind of worried about it. So I got a CT scan that day, went home, went to school the next day, and I had to stay after. So, I'm, going throughout the whole entire school day, I'm like, okay, I have to stay after, but then the assistant principal comes into my last couple minutes of class, and he's like, your mom's here to pick you up. I was like, I can't, I have to stay after, whatever my mom wants. So I go and find my mom. She's like, we have to leave, we have to go to the city. I was like, why do we have to go to the city? I have to stay after today. It's important that I stay after. I have to stay after for an art thing. But no, we had to go to the city. So she's driving me home. She's saying that my dad is actually going to drive us into the city. My parents are divorced. My dad driving my mom, this is serious. I was flipping out, I was crying, I was like, why am I packing up this suitcase, why are we going into the city, and why is Dad driving us? This doesn't make any sense. Obviously, I knew something was serious if that was going on. So my dad's driving us into the city, I have the suitcase packed, and I haven't been to the city for like ever, so I'm just staring outside the window, and I don't know what's going on. We go to Mount Sinai Hospital, I'm in the pediatric ER, and a doctor's asking me a million questions. I got sent to get an MRI scan and another CT scan and all these scans. And then I finally got admitted into a room. For the longest time I didn't know what was going on. And all I knew was that there was this thing in my nose. I don't know what it is. Finally they made me get a biopsy of whatever was in my nose. And after that they told me that there was malignant cells and that it was cancer in my nose. But they didn't know what cancer. So then we waited like a week after that. Went home, came back to Mount Sinai, and they said that I had rhabdomyosarcoma in my nose. They told me that I had to get surgery, and all of that. And now I'm going through chemo, and that's basically how it all happened. First we thought it was a sinus infection, then it wasn't a sinus infection, then we realized that my face was numb, and it was just crazy. And if it wasn't for my mom's coworker forcing my mom to call a specialist, I probably would not be going through chemo right now, and this would have been a lot more serious when it was found out, because it is close to my brain. So thank God for my mom's coworker Sean. Thank you, and thank you to all the rest of my mom's coworkers who have been helping us and making us food and giving me gifts, and to everyone who's been giving me gifts and helping us out. It's great, and thank you a lot. Thank you and goodbye.